Hello, folks. Continuing on the whole Kolkata rape murder case of a doctor in the RGKAR hospital, medical hospital. Uh, I left the conversation at about, I think, around what are the different issues and whatnot. I can't remember exactly where I left the conversation, but I do remember what and all stuff I didn't say, right? Um, so let's get started. I think I'll have to make one more part to look at some of the content that I saw online and comment on it. But let me actually tell some stuff that I had in mind that I didn't say in that video, I think. Right. It was a 2 hour video, I know, and I think I didn't say some stuff. For example, I was talking about how it's a hard problem and why this could have happened. For example, one of the reasons this could have happened is someone is trying to do a diversion, right? Someone is trying to distract you, like distract the whole nation from something else, an existing thing or something that's going to come up new, right? So usually, whenever a big news comes up, people are all fixated on that news and they miss out on some other news that might also be important, right? Uh, Either an existing news or a new news that's going to come up, right? So basically, it's all about time, energy, effort, focus, right? Whenever you have some new issue, say issue A, B, C, whatever, like not three different, like issue and then issue one, issue two, issue three, whatever. If issue one is pretty big and a lot of people are taking notice of it, then the news will, I think, inherently take up that demand and of the public of, like, hey, we want to know what's going on, what's the recent happenings and updates on this issue and this news. And hence the news reporters, journalists will also focus on that issue one, and issue 2, issue 3 might not get its attention that it needs, that it requires. And eventually other people, like people will not notice it, and also news will also be like, no one is even looking at it or demanding anything about it, so let's not look at it much now, right? So even for diversion, someone could intentionally use this kind of stuff, right, for like distraction. This is not just with this rape case, but in general, any kind of big diversion or in like distraction, to distract people from something else, that an existing thing or a new thing that's going to come up, right? That will surely come up, or that is already out there. The cat is out of the box, and now you want to just hide it or suppress it, and hence you bring up something new, right? Something that people care about and will get emotional about, will cause chaos, right? The other thing is, if people want to cause chaos, like someone wants to play a game, right, intentionally, play a game for some motive, just to play the game and be a sadist or sadist, whatever. Be a sadist and play the game because they can, and because they can, they will, and whatnot. Or just because they want to actually practice, or they just want to create chaos in the country, in the nation, simply. um, right, so hence they'll actually stage a drama, and I mean, I know this is not drama, like drama is not real, but I'm saying stage something such as a rape and murder case, and basically actually cause a rape and murder case, and make things happen, either through their power and force, or through their money, status, and all, or at least cause the incident, the rape, murder, and then just wait and watch what happens, right? So I'm sure there might be people who might be doing this, the underworlds and whatnot, who just want to actually see chaos for some reason, or they are actually rewarded to create some chaos by someone who can benefit from the chaos, right, in some way or the other. And the next thing is, usually such a big case, right? Rape, murder, out in the open, in the hospital itself, and the people are trying to. It seems like the people are trying to protect someone, and they got a scapegoat and all. I'm just wondering, is this like? I mean, usually these people who are trying to protect others, right, or they're protecting themselves or whatever. I'm sure they're smart. They're not stupid. Okay, so I don't think a few things about being smart, right? I mean, they're smart and they have a lot of power, status, money, and all influence, and all that, and political power and probably whatnot. So, if they're so powerful, they wouldn't let anything get in the way of losing their power, losing their status, losing their money, losing their image or respect, say by getting caught in a criminal case and put in jail, and they would not want to spend their life in jail. They would not want all these problems. So if they really wanted to have sex or rape someone, they would ensure that no one gets to know about it, or it doesn't become big and it's not out in the open, right? So usually I think, and especially rape and murder, usually I think they would have ensured that it doesn't end up here in such a case where everyone knows about the issue and they're all fighting and trying to get justice, right? They wouldn't want that issue if they really wanted to actually have sex with someone or force someone to have sex with them and all that, um, and rape someone and then kill them, like murder them and gruesomely, right? And not just a single person, maybe multiple people and whatnot. If they're smart, they wouldn't let it happen that easily, right? It's possible that they're generally smart, but then they were intoxicated or they gave in to their emotions, which is also slightly questionable because unless they're very young or something, and they can't have control of their emotions, or they have not learned to actually regulate and control their emotions, or they're intoxicated and hence they just can't do much. They're just doing something weird that just happens, and not weird, like some internal wishes and wants that they are like bringing it to fruition by acting on their wants, which are illegal, right? For example, rape and then murder and whatnot. And so yeah, I mean, ideally, if they're smart and like they're rich, powerful, state, they have a lot of status, they don't want to go to the jail. I don't think anyone wants to go to the jail and all generally. So especially the rich people and all. So then they wouldn't end up in such a situation as much as possible, or they would ensure themselves and their loved ones, relatives, and all, right. So then if this has happened, it's either possible that they were intoxicated and some mishap happened, and it ended up in this situation. They messed up, or either they messed up, or it was intentionally done by someone else. That, like for example, say there are two political parties or two groups of people. One group hates the other, so now to take some revenge or to trap the one group, what it does is to trap the other group, they basically stage up a drama to make it look like the other group did something, or they make the other group do something without even the other group knowing that they are being manipulated by instigating them, provocating them, or whatever, right? Or intoxicating them and manipulating them through words and their trusted ones and whatnot, by bribing and whatnot, and trying to basically cause a scene that will uh, end up in a bad situation, wherein these groups of people give in to their emotions and hence they get caught, right? So that is one thing. So it's just that I was just wondering how come if they're influential people they would not end up in this situation as much as possible. So this was probably a mistake, uh, wherein they made a mistake, or this was someone else's manipulation. So someone's manipulation that caused these people to do something, and they didn't even know that they were being manipulated in some way or the other, and they ended up in a criminal case, right? Someone else trapped them, right? For like various reasons, political reasons, power, status, money, whatever, right? For bribe, asking for ransom. I'll trap you in this case. Give me money and all that. Anything. It can be anything, right? And what else? And the next thing is, I wanted to say that there are a lot of people online talking about how don't tell women to adjust or be careful and whatnot. See, I think I spoke about this in the previous video also. The thing is, there are different levels of prevention, right? We haven't prevented rape, murder, and stuff like that, like completely. It is still going on. It's not like we have completely eradicated these criminal cases. We still have to learn a lot about them. I don't know anything about these, but I'm sure that we have a lot to learn about them and fix them. If we had learned a lot about them and fixed all of them, then this wouldn't be happening today, right? So surely there are a lot of things yet to be done to fix it, to stop it and all of it, curb it, to nip it in the bud and whatnot, as much as possible. So simply saying raise your kids, raise your boys right and whatnot, like this is like saying, like think about this. This is just an analogy, not logic, not explanation, but think like this. Let's say there's a thief, right? The thief as a child surely would not have been thinking about stealing stuff, most probably, unless their family itself was like that, his or her dad was like that and whatnot, or mom was like whatever, right? Their loved ones was like that or whatever. Unless and until that is the case, most probably when they were growing up, they were actually good people and they were not planning on stealing and whatnot. But then they ended up in a situation where their mindset changed, their thought process changed, their environments made them think in a different way, and they gave into their um needs, and they didn't have much values, or at least the values that are aligned with legal laws, and hence they ended up in a situation where they were in a money crunch and they ended up in a money crisis and they started stealing, right, for money. So this is a case for a thief, right? Like you can't say raise your kids right so that they don't become thieves, but then somehow they end up. It's not like usually the parents are trying to teach the kid to be a thief, right? Surely they'll try to teach the kid to be a good person, whatnot, growing up and all that. So after grown up also, like once they become an adult and all. But the thing is, same way rapists. I mean, I don't know why rapists rape people or why people become rapists, right? Why do they rape people? People, as in it can be women, men, girls, small kids, boys, small kids, and all that, right? Like, why do they do it? Are they missing sex in their life, and hence they're ending up and they're not getting any sex, and then hence they're forcing people to have sex with them? Like, sex is their main thing, or sex with older people or some adults is their thing, sex with women, sex with men is their thing, like they want to do that, or sex with children is their thing, pedophiles. Then like why do they want to do that? Understand the criminal mind behind it, understand the problematic mind behind it, the mental health issues, understand how we can curb it, right? Did they have some traumatic environment or episodes or issues when they were a child and whatnot, or growing up and all that, a child, like traumatic childhood, with childhood abuse, sexual abuse and whatnot, or like what is the problem, right? And or is there thing like sadism, like do they like it when people suffer? Do they want people to actually forcefully have sex or forcefully brutally murder them and whatnot, because they like it when people suffer, and they are a sadist, and they like it, they derive pleasure from the suffering, and hence they make people suffer, right? That can be a thing, right? So we don't know. Just because you say raise your boys right, are you stupid? Like this is, then basically are you trying to say that you can actually prevent almost all crimes just by saying, hey kid, don't become a thief, hey kid, don't become a rapist, respect women, hey kid, don't become a thief, don't steal money? Like, is that enough? I don't know. I don't think so. If that was the case, I think somehow we would have tried to ensure that we are teaching all the kids this as much as possible so that they don't end up in such a situation. But people grow up, kids grow up, they get into different environments and whatnot, they get into different situations in life. Something or the other happens and things can go wrong, right? They can become bad at any point in time and not just while growing up and whatnot. Or yeah, so of course you can teach your kids to be good, yeah, but I don't think that will completely solve your problem just by saying, teach your boys to be respectful to women and all that. Yes, that makes sense, but that's not going to solve your rape cases, is what I think. But I don't know. I got to learn criminology, but I don't think simply doing that will be enough, is what I think. I don't think it will be enough. So yeah, that's what I think. And so it's like saying, don't be a thief, don't steal money, don't be greedy and whatnot. A lot of these things are being taught in schools. Don't be greedy and whatnot. Don't harm others and whatnot. All, for example, in India, a lot of schools talk about how all Indians are my brothers and sisters and whatnot. Well, if this has been instilled for so long, well, but rape cases are still happening. Right? Also, the thing is, the motive does not even have to be like, hey, I want to have pleasure, I want to have sex, or I want to actually force someone to have sex and derive pleasure from that. I want to hurt someone. It can also be like they are just, forced to have sex with someone else. For example, someone can catch a thief and just threaten them and say that I will kill your family if you don't help me with this job, this bank job, to rob a bank or whatever, right? And then the thief, let's say they are an ex-convict and they're like no more a thief, but then now they have to do something to protect their family. Either go and actually steal something that is valuable for this person who's threatening, or just say no and face the consequences and whatnot. Right? So that is that. So rapists, they can simply be hitmen or things like that, who are just doing their job, and they're also intoxicated, so it's just getting worse. But other than that, they're just given money and they're asked to do something and they're just doing it. Right? Now, how do you stop that? Like, someone is giving money, you ideally should stop the person who's giving the money, and you should also try to stop the person who's taking the money and getting the job done. Right? We should look at how we can say, hey, don't hurt others is one thing at the top level. The main culprit who's paying people to actually do stuff for them, and then the person in between who is actually getting paid to do bad stuff or whatever stuff for someone. In that case, try to teach people of like how to earn money in like righteous ways and not through like say bad ways, illegal ways and all that. But yeah, if someone is being threatened, I don't know. So yeah, I mean there are so many bad cases in the world, like chain snatching that hurts women and people in general. There are acid attacks in India where people just simply throw acid on people's faces, especially women's faces, basically. So people talk about how there are acid attacks and all. You think, like, how do you prevent an acid attack? Like, first of all, you put good punishments for the aftermath of the things, and how do you prevent it, right? Apart from punishing it after it happens, preventing, maybe ban acid, but then what happens? We are already trying to ban narcotic drugs, but then it still gets distributed. Same way, acid will also get distributed. Simply banning will not always help, is what I think. I'll talk about it in a different video about banning and making people think. I think banning is one good thing, sure, but we should also make people think of why one should not rape, one should not do any illegal stuff, one should not do anything illegal, like for example, steal money, rape someone, murder someone, and whatnot. So that is that. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you can't basically simply say, teach your boys to be nice and whatnot, or and the thing is, this can also be the work of some powerful people, and we can't do much about it at all, right? And these powerful people are probably doing this to affect other powerful people negatively, or to support powerful people in their own group and whatnot. And it's possible that they just paid some goon to actually get all this stuff done, do all this stuff. And the goon was probably given money, bribe money, whatever, they were paid for, or they were told that we will leave your family, we will not take ransom, or we will not threaten you, and that's all right. So basically, every time they want some work to get done, they'll threaten some guy, and that guy out of fear, or guy or girl, whatever, that person out of fear will just go ahead and do the job that was told to them. Right? And this might just keep happening again and again in a loop at some point, because now the mad person, the crazy person who gave a job to the hitman or whatever, thief or whatever, will actually expect this kind of service again and again and again. And they'll come back again and again and again, and they know the drill, they know the vulnerabilities of the hitman, or weaknesses of the hitman, apart from the, like what do you say, strengths, and they'll accordingly reuse the weakness and apply the strengths of the hitman, right? So that is that. So yeah, I mean, you ban acid attacks, someone will find out how to get acid somehow, and they'll still do acid attacks. You stop acid attacks by maybe banning acid to a good extent, and then by making the punishment really good for acid attacks. And I don't know, like psychology, use psychology apart from like physical actual intervention and all, and restriction. Look at what is the thing going on in these people's minds, the criminology, the study of criminology, study of crime and whatnot, to understand why they do it, the modus operandi, the motive, uh, what intensity they are doing it, right? So all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think we should learn more about these cases and these people who commit such crimes, terrorism or anything, right? Or rape, murder, theft and whatnot, brutal murders and whatnot, right? Psycho killers, psychopaths and all that. So yeah, that's all I had for this video. I'll see you in the next one. I'm pretty sleepy also. I'll probably take a nap and then come back on another video. Bye bye.